So what is going on, guys? Fly here, and today I'm bringing you guys another GTA 5 online video. Now in this one I want to cover my top 5 changes that I'd like to see brought into GTA 5 and GTA 5 online come the next gen or new gen release, and of course the PC release this autumn. So if you guys do end up enjoying the video, make sure to go and leave a like down below, as it really does show your support and it helps me out tremendously. Let's get into the video. So my first change that I'd like to see fixed or just seen to is better AI. As it is currently, they crash into you purposely as you drive past them. They're just massively unrealistic, which isn't always a bad thing. I don't want the game to be fully realistic, but the AI in this are just absolutely horrendous. They don't seem to know how to drive, half of them, which really does need to be addressed. So the second change that I'd like to see on new gen and PC release is larger lobby sizes. So I know that a lot of people want like 128 player servers, but I guarantee that will not happen, for one, and two, it would be absolutely. For a start, think of all of the griefers that we have in the game now, just with 16 players. You're constantly getting griefed by tanks, by 8-year-olds in their chrome adders, people in jets, anything, and it's just a bit too much. So now add another 112 players to the mix. What do you think is going to happen? I think maybe 32 to maybe 48 player games could be quite good, and it would give the map a bit more life and just makes it a bit more of a lively area, but it wouldn't completely ruin the game experience. It seems quite likely that they would up the player count in the PC and new gen release due to the extended hardware capabilities, but I don't think it's going to be half as massive as a lot of people think it's going to be, maybe 32 to 48 players at best. Third, I'd like to see more variety in vehicle spawns. They've already announced higher traffic density, which will be interesting to see, but as it is, the current hardware just can't support lots of different car types all in one area altogether. That's why when you drive down the road you'll see often a ton of Ubermacht Oracles, or a load of Dubsters, a load of Issies or Zions just for a few minutes with no real other spawns. It's just a mix of a few cars that are just expanded over streets and streets and streets. And then after maybe 5-10 minutes in real life, you'll start to see a few other cars implemented in, but there's just no real variety to it as you would see in real life. And it doesn't really make the streets very fun. If you want to go and steal a car, you typically don't have much of a choice. It's very rare that online you might find a supercar parked on the side of the road as you would offline. So that's definitely something that I'd like to see addressed, even if you can't still store these supercars as they're too hot to modify at LS Customs. Still being able to just find them on the road and drive them around would be much better than what we currently have now. The fourth change that I'd like to see is animals online, and I know that a ton of people have requested this and really want it to be brought into the new release of this, and that is that offline we already have animals. We have the mountain lions and stuff up that you can find around the mountain area. You can find the deer and the wild boar over in the big deserts or out in the fields. Just, there's a lot of things in single player, not as many as we may like, but that's still very much limited by the hardware, even if it is offline. And within this I'd also like to see more types of animals. As it is only offline now has it, like I said, but wouldn't it be cool to be able to see them online? Big animals, but also small dogs or pets being walked by their owners, which of course would probably lead to murderous rampages by the same people in their chrome adders or tanks, but it would just be kind of an extra real life kind of dynamic seeing it, which would just make the city feel a lot more alive and see people actually going around with their lives. And the final change that I'd like to see, and I know this is probably one of the biggest ones that's been talked about in the GTA 5 community, is more enterable buildings. So as it is, we have this massive map with just sprawling countryside all around. We have little buildings just as little outposts. We have the massive city with of course tons and tons of skyscrapers, different apartment buildings and stuff, but very few can actually be entered with an interior, a rendered one at least. In the new gen release it seems quite possible that with all the extra power that will be brought to it, more buildings in the city would be able to be entered, and would actually have some real purpose, or could be used for holdouts, anything like that. Many office buildings around the city I think would be pretty cool. Ideally what we'd like to see is just being able to push the doors open as you can in single player and just walk straight in there. It'd be cool to have holdouts with your friends and without these loading screens to massively break up the multiplayer dynamic. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go and leave a like down below, and make sure to leave a comment while you're down there telling me what you guys would like to see brought into the next gen release for GTA 5 and online, and make sure to tell me if you had any similar ideas to what I have, if you have any changes that you'd like to make to them. I really would like to know what you guys would like to see. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all very much for watching. My name's Fly, signing out.